Across Western Europe, anxiety about Chinese spying is growing. A man working for a prominent German politician from the far-right AfD party has been arrested. Prosecutors accuse him of passing on information from the European Parliament, where he worked since 2019, and spying on the Chinese opposition abroad. Now, this just a day after 3 Germans were arrested on suspicion of handing over technology with potential military applications.
German prosecutors say Gen G, whom we can't fully name, repeatedly passed on information to China about confidential discussions at the European Parliament. German media reports say this involved debates on security and defence implications of China's influence on the EU's critical infrastructure. He's also accused of spying on people in Germany who are opposed to the Chinese government. The German citizen has been working as an aide to Maximilian Krah, who sits in the European Parliament for the far-right AfD party. Krah said he had no prior knowledge of the arrest of his staff member. He promised if the allegations proved true, Gen G would be fired. The European Parliament immediately suspended the alleged spy. Some say tougher measures are needed.
It's really time that we have a thorough investigation and information what is going on there, that the so-called patriots are, showing how weak they are in terms of taking money from autocrats from all over the world.
A week after German Chancellor Olaf Scholz visited China, Germany has seen several arrests over suspected espionage. The German Interior Minister says the latest case is significant.
The accusations of espionage for China are very serious. And if it turns out to be true that this espionage took place from within the European Parliament, it would be an attack on the internal constitution of democracy in Europe.
China has so far officially denied any involvement in espionage. But as the EU prepares for elections to its parliament in June, this incident will add to growing fears that democratic institutions across Europe are being targeted by foreign intelligence agencies.
Here to unpack all the intrigues of this story is our political correspondent, Simon Young. Simon, good to see you again. Tell us more about what this man is accused of.
Yeah, Claire, the man arrested today is a German citizen, Gen G, and as you've said, he is an aide to Maximilian Krah, who's a member of the European Parliament for the far-right AfD Alternative for Germany party. And what he's accused of, essentially, is passing information from internal European Parliament discussions back to China. And there's also been the claim that he was involved in spying on Chinese people living in Germany. So Maximilian Krah says that he knew nothing about any of this. The first he heard of it was from press reports on Tuesday morning. But he did also say in a statement that spying for a foreign state would be a very serious matter, and if these allegations prove to be true, it would result in the termination of Gen G's contract.
Now, German media have been reporting that Krah was on German security's radar because of his earlier links to China. What more can we say there?
Well, yeah, absolutely. There've been ongoing allegations of links between the AfD and Russian circles, and this is just one more chapter in that. I think the intelligence authorities have been concerned for a long time that these kind of relatively new far-right populist parties are particularly vulnerable to the intelligence efforts and spying, espionage by autocratic states, and these links with China and Russia seem to confirm that.
And Simon, it's really not typical, is it, that you see this kind of arrest in Germany, let alone the day after 3 other Germans were arrested on spying allegations?
Yeah, it's already been an extraordinary week in terms of, allegations of Chinese espionage. As you said, just on Monday, 3 German citizens were arrested. They're accused of trying to obtain information about military technologies and passing that back to Chinese intelligence. So, arrests perhaps are rare because it's said that the Chinese approach has been relatively cautious in the past. But I think domestic intelligence services here in Germany, at any rate, have been warning for quite a while that the Chinese are willing to use illegal methods to promote their ambitions politically, militarily and economically.
And what else does this case tell us then about how China gathers intelligence on democracies like Germany?
Well, I think the authorities believe, as I said, that, these kinds of parties, populist parties, are susceptible to this kind of infiltration. And I think what this throws up is perhaps, here in Germany at least, a debate about a need for tighter screening when it comes to parliamentary aides. There have also been allegations that there's a lot of links between parliamentary aides here in the Bundestag and the far-right scene. So I think that will be one of the big things coming out of this case.
Simon, thank you, as always. That is our political correspondent, Simon Young.